In today's video, I'm going to be having a look at what the Fed talk has been overnight. We're also going to be looking at New Zealand GDP and Australian unemployment. Hello and welcome to another ACY Securities Market Update. My name is Alistair Schultz and I'm going to be your host through today's trading journey. The first thing I'm covering today is a little bit of a market wrap for you all. The S&P 500 was down 0.5%, Euro stocks up 0.6%, MSCI Asia Pacific Index was up 0.6%. We also saw the Euro have little change, the Yen had little change, US Treasuries were up 0.7%, WTI oil up 5%, and gold has had nothing much happen for it either. Now, why has all of these markets had a different reaction in the overnight period? The first one is because of the Fed. The Fed has indicated that they're going to be holding rates near zero until at least 2023. They're obviously going to be targeting that job creation we've been talking about for a while and letting our inflation run a little bit hotter. So the other things that we heard from last night was that there's been no change really to their quantitative easing program. They're going to continue with what they did last month into this month. However, they were a little bit elusive about what they might be doing with bonds, which does raise us to start speculating maybe they're going to do some changes there in the near future. Now, one of the things that I thought I'd point out for you all today that we got more clarification on last night from Jerome Powell's speech was on the targets by the Fed. The first one is, and I've got the quote directly written here for us to go through, until labour market conditions have reached levels consistent with the committee's assessment of maximum employment. That's them really focusing on that job creation element. And when it comes to the inflation point, they want to see inflation has risen to 2%, and is on track to moderately exceed 2% for an extended period of time. So they are really looking to see if they can run it above 2%, and they will not be making any adjustments to interest rates until they meet both of those criteria. So that is definitely something for you to consider when it comes to their interest rate actions and hikes over the next couple of years. Now, moving forward, New Zealand GDP. We did have a little bit of a chat about this yesterday where some of the forecasts were given to us. At this point, New Zealand's GDP has fallen a whopping 12.4%. It's the largest record that they have since 1977, and the economy has shrunk 12.4% on a year-over-year basis. Now, they are the worst results that have really been seen since the Great Depression, though we don't have the records to say exactly, though we can look at what's gone on in the Great Depression and make some assumptions. Now, moving forward into what's gone on in Australia as well, we have had the unemployment results come out today. They've made 114.7 thousand new jobs, and the rate has dropped down to 6.8%. In reaction to all of this, we've seen the Australian dollar climb against the US dollar. Of course, that is to be expected when you've got improved employment outcomes. Now, really, when we look at everything that's gone on in the last sort of 24 hours in the US, in Australia, New Zealand, there's no wonder why some of the markets opened this morning a little bit mixed. Naturally, we did see some tech stocks starting to fall again overnight, but not too far for us to really worry about it just yet. Now, moving on to the news ahead. Today, we have the Bank of Japan's monetary policy statement coming out. It is a tentative announcement, meaning we don't have a scheduled time of release, so expect anything, especially if you're trading any of those yen pairs. We then have Bank of England monetary policy statements coming out much later in the session, as well as adjustments to rate if they do provide any. We then also have the ADP non-farm payroll event for Canada, so keep that up your sleeve for something later in the session, and US unemployment claims tonight. Now, if you do have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email at talktoal@acy.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video so you can get more great content from me and ACY Securities in the future. Have a great trading day ahead.